I've already taken the still photos capturing the panels, any cosmetic imperfections that I was able to pick up on. This here is the video, and I like doing the video when I capture all the paint meter readings. That way it gives you a better idea of its condition via a video versus just still photos. That way, you know, I can kind of explain what's going on during the process. I'm standing about 6 feet away from the car now, so this is the way it presents itself. From here, you don't see any cosmetic blemishes, nothing obvious. So I'm going to start coming in a little bit, starting off with the right front fender area. I always like to check for any type of chip, rock chips, cracks, anything, you know, from the road, and it's pretty clean. Just a couple little blemishes here, just below the grill, and grill here is all nice and intact. It's not loose. I like to tap on it a little bit too, just to see if anything sounds loose. Everything's seems to be nice and secure. Again, don't see the typical rock chips that I would see, so that's looking pretty clean. Let's start getting some paint meter readings. This paint meter, it reads in the thousandths of an inch, so that's 5.5 thousandths of an inch. If we get a specific reading of 19.7, that'll be an indication of body filler, that the panel has been worked and then repainted. So far we're getting a good reading. That's 6, 5, 4, and 4. So great readings here. Top of the fender on the left, 5.5, 5.5, 3.5, and that's great. Sometimes when I get these lower readings, sometimes this is due to the vehicle being detailed, and maybe they spend a little bit too much time with the buffer in that area. Left front tire, rim looks like it's in good shape. Don't see the any obvious curb rashes. I mean, it's just the tiniest of a blemish there, but standing about 4 feet away, you probably wouldn't even see it. The tire's a 275/35 ZR21. I looked at the DOT on this as well when the tire was manufactured. This one looks like it was manufactured in 2016. While I'm here, I always like to try to get a view of the brake pad, and I'll try a couple different angles. So I like to view this myself. And then while I'm down here, I try to get the wheel well area. The clearance is pretty tight here, so I'll just do my best to try to capture that. The reason I do this is I like to try to capture 2 or 3 different angles, camera visually, and then video as well. So let's say if I miss something on the first pass, hopefully I can pick it up on the second or even on the third. And lastly on the fourth, when I do the photo analysis while I'm at my desk. Also, while I'm down here, I like to look at the side panels, going down from up or up from down, doesn't really matter. And what I'm looking for is waviness, any dings or dents that would typically be seen looking at it at this angle here. Also, I'll just kind of zoom in on the rear view mirror, the outside door mirror, and then I'm checking just for any scuffs or scratches that sometimes that happens. But it looks pretty clean so far. All right, moving on. Okay, here at the windshield, didn't see any chips or scratches, anything that really grabbed my attention at this point. I've already captured the VIN plate number, and while I'm here, I like to look at the dash, and I'm just checking for any cosmetic blemishes. I'm not expecting to see any cracks on a car this new, so that looks pretty good. Right. Also, while I'm here, I get a top view of the convertible top material. Don't see anything really standing out at this point. And then I also like to look at the glass for any scratches or chips. Looks pretty good. Also, when I run my hand across the paint, it is smooth to the touch, and the paint has a nice luster to it. I captured the specific photos of the door gaps, because what I do is I analyze those later on using a grid line just to check for straightness. Let's get some door panel readings. On the left, 5.5, 5, and 5. Looking pretty good. Here, luckily it's got this little guard plate right here, because typically what I would see here is scratch marks had it not had that plate with those fingernails, so that looks good. Also like to see how the door opens and closes. The first thing I check for is to make sure it doesn't drop when I open it, which is good. And then it closes nice and solid without issue. So that's a great feel right there. Looking at the left rear tire, 275/35 ZR21. You don't have to remember this because I'm going to put it on the report anyways. DOT on this one is, I think that's 20 2011 or 14, one of the two, but I'll look at that later. It's got a shadow on it right now. Again, let's get a shot of the wheel well area. And you know, sometimes I like to capture this because the tires can pick up some debris on the road and kick it up and damage the inner fender well area. So if there is some damage there, you want to know about it. Looking pretty clean. Again, I'm doing the about face here, and then we'll just take a look at it sideways. This time we'll go from, we'll go up, work our way down. And I kind of just, I kind of mess with the angle there. And it looks pretty straightforward. Okay, moving on, the rear bumper. Oh, let me get the readings really quick. Left quarter panel, 6, 8.5, and 6. 6.5, 7.5, 8. Okay, so I had a little bit of a high reading there, but now it's gone down. Can't get readings on those panels there. Looking at the convertible top from this angle here, the rear window looks like it's in good shape. Defroster lines, I don't see any breaks in there, so it looks good. And I don't see any stitching coming apart here in this area as well. And let's get a quick look here. Okay. Rear bumper, I don't see any signs of impact. We've already tested the parking distance control, that worked. Okay. The lenses, I don't see any cracks. Lines have been inspected. Okay. So far looking good. I don't see any scuff marks there. And let's continue with those readings. 6, 3, 7. Here's a quick view of the roof line here. All right. Then let's check the right rear tire. That's a Pirelli P0. That's 275/35 21s. And where's that DOT number there? So that looks like it's 11. The 46th week of 2011. Right. So let's take a look at the wheel well area. Now let's get a quick view of the side. Down, working our way up. Also, while I'm looking at the car, I I make note of the clearance between the tires and the fender well, just to make sure that they are even. Okay, door panels look good. Let's get some more readings here. 5.5, 5, 5. And there was a small blemish on the right side panel. It's so small that I actually forgot where it's at, but I captured it on the still photo, so we have that. So that goes to tell you that it's really something that you can't tell, but at least you'll know about it. Outside mirror looks good. Door panels look good, and here's a view of the windshield from this angle here. Again, I'll look at the dash and do a quick scan. I still need to check the operations of the windshield wipers. We'll see if they leave streaks or not. And lastly, let's look at the right front tire, 275/35 ZR21s. Okay. DOT here is 46th week of 2016. All right, and quickly scan. And I don't remember if I captured the video of the rear brake, so I'll go back to the right side and do that really quick. And let's just take a look at the brake there. Typically, if I just capture one side, the front and rear, is good enough, but if I get all four, that's a bonus. All right, and then here's the right rear. Take a look at the brake pad. What I can see now, that's got a lot of material on there, so which is great. All right, I'll go ahead and move on to the engine bay area, interior, trunk. Go over the operations of everything, and then I look at the underside as well. This is going to be the second time that I start the car. What I like to do is capture the instrument cluster, so that way we can see that all the warning lights do appear, like the check engine, airbag, and whatever fault lights it has. That way we can see it turn on. The vehicle will do the self-diagnostic, and if there's no issues, it'll clear on its own. So I'll go ahead and start now. Here we go. right, so I saw the airbag light, I saw the check engine light. Those all appeared and quickly went away. RPM is just under 1,000 RPM. The temperature it's at 125. You know, I did have it idling there for a little while. The mileage right now is 13,498. Fuel is in between the, just above a quarter, but below half. And let's go ahead and walk outside. From here, we'll check the exhaust. What I like to look for here is to make sure that we don't see any smoke coming out of the tailpipes here. And if we were to see smoke, each color has a meaning, whether it be black, blue, gray, even white, right? But this is what we want to see. We don't want to see anything. So I don't see any smoke coming out. It's telling me so far that the engine is running healthy internally. And then here in the engine bay area, before we jump to the engine, what I look for here is I check to see if I see any signs of movement here on the fenders or on the hinge supports. If I see cracked paint, that's an indication that for whatever reason it may have been worked, panel removed, painted, or whatever be the case. I don't see that inspecting the vehicle. Here I've already taken a look at the brake fluid here. It's got that nice tan color. That's ideal. That's what you want to see, that color specifically. It's right at the correct level. And then I also looked at the hydraulic fluid here. It looked like it was a little low, so it just may need to get topped off, but we'll take a quick little glance here. Okay, it's just right at the minimum bar, so I'd recommend just topping that off. I checked the oil already. I didn't see any signs of cross-contamination. I think it was a little low as well. Fluid was a little bit on the dark side. So if there's service records, it'd be nice to know when was the last time the oil was changed. I take off the oil filler port area. I just checked for anything. Nothing really stood out. I've already checked the coolant level. That looks like it was in proper level, and I didn't see any signs of cross-contamination, oil in the water or in the coolant, nor any bubbling. I also captured the other VIN plate ID. Also try to touch as many hoses as possible. Still has a nice elasticity to it. And I look around the engine bay as much as I can, even though there's really can't really see in there. But what I'm checking for is any type of rodent damage. Sometimes they like to get in there, chew away at the wires or the hoses. I can't see that given the limited view that I have. And the other side of the hood looks good. Insulation pads look good. Micro filters. Be nice to know when that was replaced. Let's go ahead and move on.